Hello, today the presentation on the subject The History of Cinema Abroad, United States is going to be presented to your attention. We chose the American film Home Alone as an example. On the basis of this film, we will analyze the marketing mix strategies and advertising tricks concerning famous brands. Over the past few decades, we have seen cinema grow from a novelty to the most popular medium of art and entertainment in the world. Movies have become the new medium of storytelling, giving viewers the opportunity to experience interesting, hilarious, and even impossible things. The birth of cinema can be traced back to the year 1890, when the first motion picture camera was invented. A sequence of moving pictures that lasted less than a minute, with no camera movements, visual effects, or sound was recorded. However, the novelty of bringing movie pictures to audiences worldwide caught on in many countries across the world. Until the late 1920s, films were made without sound, color, or much motion. Filmmakers were experimenting with bettering their work, which led to the invention of painting shots, film studios, and other visual effects. Filmmaking had taken the USA and the European countries by storm. Various filmmakers moved to California, which led to the first signs of Hollywood as we know it today. Cinema of the United States, often metonymously referred to as a Hollywood, has had a large effect on the film industry in general since the early 20th century. The dominant style of American cinema is classical Hollywood cinema, which developed from 1917 to 1960 and characterized most films made there to this day. While Frenchmen Augustin and Louis Lumière are generally credited with the birth of modern cinema, American cinema soon became to be a dominant force in the industry as it emerged. It produced the total largest number of films of any single language national cinema, with more than 700 English language films released on average every year. Hollywood has also been considered as transnational cinema. Hollywood is considered the oldest film industry, where earliest film studios and production companies emerged. It is also the birthplace of various genres of cinema, among them comedy, drama, action, the musical, romance, horror, science fiction, and the war epic, having set an example for other national film industries. In 1878, demonstrated the power of photography to capture motion. In 1894, the world's first commercial motion picture exhibition was given in New York City. The United States produced the world's first scene-sound musical film, The Jazz Singer, in 1927, and was at the front of the sound film development in the following decades. Since the early 20th century, the USA film industry has largely been based in around the 30-mile zone in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. The major film studios of Hollywood are the primary source of the most commercially successful and most ticket-selling movies in the world, such as Gone with the Wind, The Godfather, Star Wars, Titanic, and Avatar. Moreover, many of Hollywood's highest-grossing movies have generated more box office revenue and ticket sales outside the United States than films made elsewhere. Today, American film studios collectively generate several hundred movies every year, making the United States one of the most prolific producers of films in the world and a leading pioneer in motion picture engineering and technology. 20th Century Fox Film Corporation is an American film studio that is subsidiary of Walt Disney Studios and division of the Walt Disney Company. Let's examine directly the film Home Alone, specifically the first film in the series. Home Alone is a 1990 American Christmas comedy film written and produced by John Hughes and directed by Chris Columbus. It tells about an 8-year-old boy who is mistakenly left behind when his family flies to Paris for the Christmas vacation. Kevin initially relishes being home alone, but soon has to contend with 2 burglars. After its release, Home Alone became the highest-grossing live-action comedy film of all time in the United States. And now, let's move on to the analysis of the film. Looking at this fragment from the film, we see a family sitting at a large table during dinner. At the edge of the table, in front of the head of the family, there is a large plastic bottle of Pepsi without a cap, which indicates the process of consuming the product. Near Kevin's younger cousin, who is the son of Frank and Leslie, there is a can with the same Pepsi drink, which he occasionally picks up. In 1996, PepsiCo launched the highly successful marketing strategy. Project Blue was launched in several international markets outside the United States in April. The launch included extravagant publicity stunts, such as Concorde airplane painted in blue colors and banner on the Mir space station. It is believed that the Pepsi brand is one of the most popular and recognizable by many people among the manufacturers of highly carbonated beverages. Pepsi is a more preferred drink that buyers choose daily than Coca-Cola. In this photo, we see Kevin lying on the bed and wearing Adidas sneakers. Adidas has been building its image of successful sportswear since its foundation. Adidas is associated to have Americans with success and sense of victory. Parents for children choose the best. It can be concluded that Adidas is equal to high quality. On the next slide, we are transported to a supermarket where Kevin buys the goods he needs, among which we can see liquid laundry detergent Tide and Tropicana orange juice. Tide was positioned as the world's first tool for removing heavy dirt. Kevin chose the products of these brands as he had previously been able to see them at home. We can conclude that what parents buy from children is associated with high-quality goods. On this slide, we can observe the situation as Kevin puts toothbrush by brand Colgate on the counter. The Colgate company exists for more than 200 years. Colgate is regarded as a reliable, family-owned brand, and this is not by chance, because parents teach children to brush their teeth, and since adults tend to buy brands they remembered for their childhood, Colgate continues to experience a generation by generation popularity that is hard to overshadow. Currently, we are increasingly faced with advertising in the movie, which pushes us to spontaneous purchases. When brands are associated with a box office hit, product placement is usually guaranteed to pay off. We have prepared a fascinating task for you that will determine how closely you followed our presentation. Please follow the link, or you can also find it under the video. All that is required of you is to carefully watch the video and find all the brands that appear in the fragments of the film. Next, you will need to list the entire range of products or brands in the comments. We wish you good luck. And also we have some questions. And the first one is, when was the first motion picture camera invented? The next question is, when did the American cinema develop? And the last question, what is the birthplace of various genres of cinema? The last point is the link, which you can find down below. And here we have our list of references. Thank you for your attention.